waking up reading one of my favorite fairy tales of all time. It's a story called Cinderella. Have you heard of it? My parents used to read it to me all the time, and they even helped me learn to read it myself. Have you learned to read yet, friends? If not, it's okay. You will soon. Reading is the greatest. It doesn't matter how many times you read something, you can always learn something new. You see, friends, another reason why I'm reading Cinderella is because my teacher at school picked me to be the special guest reader at the library. And guess what I get to read?
Cinderella.
How did you know? Yeah, Cinderella. I'm so excited, but I'm also a little scared. I just learned to read, and I'm still learning, and now I have to read a story to a big group of people? I was telling my grandma about it, and she said I should be bold. I didn't know what that meant, except for my dad saying my mom uses bold letters in her texts sometimes when she's really serious. Grandma laughed and said it meant to be brave and try something even if you don't know how it will turn out. In the fairy tale, there is a moment where Cinderella has to try on a magical glass slipper to see if it fits. If it does, then she will prove that she's the same girl from the ball. No one thinks that the slipper will fit Cinderella, especially not her wicked stepsisters. Ugh! What stood out to me this time I read Cinderella is how bold she had to be to try on the slipper. What if it didn't fit? What did everyone think about her even trying? She must have been scared. That's kind of how I feel about reading at the library. Maybe our Bible story for today can help.
It's time for today's Bible story. It comes from the book of Ruth, chapter 3. Even though Naomi and Ruth had lost their family and traveled to Bethlehem without knowing how things would turn out, they were actually getting along fine, and Naomi had a great plan. She just found out that they had the chance for something really good to happen. God was looking out for them when they had nobody else to count on. But in order for this plan to work, Ruth would have to be bold. You see, Ruth was working every day in the field that belonged to Boaz. Boaz was related to Naomi, and so, if he wanted to, he could marry Ruth and bring her and Naomi into his family and take care of them. The only thing was that Boaz didn't know Ruth wanted to marry him, and Ruth didn't know what he would say if she told him she did. Naomi told Ruth to be bold and tell Boaz she wanted to marry him. So she did what Naomi told her to do. She got all dressed up and went to Boaz and told him she wanted to marry him. This was a very bold thing to do. What if Boaz didn't want to marry her? What would she do then? But Boaz did want to marry her. In fact, he was surprised and overjoyed. He couldn't believe that she would want to marry him out of all the guys in all the world. He was so happy that Ruth had been bold and asked for his help. Ruth had to be bold and take a chance, believing that God had something awesome in store for her and Naomi. When you feel shy or unsure, don't forget, God is with you. Remember the story of Ruth, and remember, God gives us boldness.
After every page I read, I have to turn the book around and show the pictures. Then slowly sweep the book back and forth so everyone can see. I'm getting the hang of this. That Bible story was awesome! I'm still pretty scared about reading in front of people. But just like God had Naomi to tell Ruth to be bold, I believe God had my grandma do the same for me. Hearing that Bible story allowed me to know for sure that I need to be bold and go for it, believing that God has something great for me no matter what. Wow! Knowing that kind of makes me feel a little less scared. Cool! Pass the toast, Cinderella. Knit a scarf, Cinderella. Take the trash out, Cinderella. Make me a salami sandwich, Cinderella. That's not really what the book says, but I'm sure my teacher won't mind a little Calli ad-lib. That means making up stuff on the go. Now that takes boldness. Well, friends, thanks so much for learning and growing with me today. Wish me luck. See you next time, and remember, God gives us boldness.
God gives us boldness. Everyone gets scared. While these fears can be things in general, like lions or bears, you can also be scared to do something, like talk to someone you think is friendly or stand up to a bully. Esther is a great example of being bold. This is Esther. She was the queen thanks to her beauty. Her husband, King Xerxes, was persuaded to make a law that all the Jews be killed without knowing that Esther herself was a Jew. Esther was terrified, but God gave her the boldness to speak up to her husband. She could have been killed, but King Xerxes immediately drew back the law. So next time you're scared to do something, remember that God gives us boldness. And who knows, you might make a new friend like Amanda here. God gives us boldness.
Well, hello there, my little fairy tale chicken nuggets. Welcome to another chapter of the Ever After storybook. Also, Grow TV.
Welcome to Grow TV. Hosted by Carl, where we have fun with our friends, talk about Jesus, and go over everything the Bible has to offer. Now, once again, welcome to Grow TV.
Woo! I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm pumped. Ready to rock, ready to roll, ready to rock and roll. I feel like I'm on top of the world. I feel like a king that has a castle. And that castle is surrounded by a moat. And that moat is also surrounded by a moat. And inside that moat is hungry alligators with diamond teeth. Wow, I'm so pumped. Yeah! With how I'm feeling, I feel like I could conquer 1,000 armies with just a teddy bear. I could fly to the moon and fight all the slimy green aliens. I could ride my trusty steed into the mouth of a fire hurricane. I am so pumped right now. Bad guys, gone. Evil stepsisters, out of here. Mean werewolf in the forest, not today. Riddle-loving trolls under bridges, ha! Get out of here.
Hey, Carl.
Yeah, Grace!
Whoa. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry, Grace. I got carried away. I'm just so ready.
Ready? Ready for what?
That's the thing. I don't know.
That's awesome. Well, what got you in this mood in the first place?
I guess it all started over the weekend. I was floating around the Ever After storybook land, reading some of the greatest fairy tales of all time. Jack and the Beanstalk, Rapunzel, Mulan, Raya and the Last Dragon. Oh, and that really brave one about Merida. And then I picked up the book of Ruth and read chapter 3, and wow.
Oh yeah? Want to tell me about it?
Oh, you're not going to believe this. So last week we talked about how Ruth met Boaz, right? A loving guy who started to treat her very well. And as you know, he was even related to Naomi, Ruth's mother-in-law.
Yes, such a wholesome story.
That's the thing, it keeps getting better. Now apparently back then, if someone very close to you died, you'd wear clothes to show others how sad you were. You'd wear clothes that would show that you were grieving.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but Naomi and Ruth talked and they decided that Ruth was going to wear clothes that would show others that she is possibly looking to get married again.
Wow, how exciting.
So one day Ruth got ready and walked up to the place where Boaz was sleeping, near his stores of grain, and when she arrived, he woke up. And then Ruth did something that was truly bold.
What did she do?
She asked Boaz to redeem her family by marrying her.
Wow, that is bold. That was probably unheard of back in Ruth's time.
That's what makes this so cool. She had the courage to do something that not a lot of people would have the courage to do.
Right? I mean, she's really putting herself out there. I would be so nervous. What if he said no?
She really was taking a huge risk. But Boaz was so impressed with Ruth that he called her a noble woman.
Oh, nice. Want to explain to the kids what noble means?
Well, I had asked my unicorn friend here in the Ever After, and he said this. Being noble means you're the person who does the honorable, respectful, and righteous thing. Nay. Thanks, Al Capone.
Okay, so are you gonna tell me?
Tell you what,
What did Boaz say? Ruth asked him to marry her. Did he say yes?
unfortunately, no.
Oh no, that's awful.
Just kidding, he said yes. Boaz and Ruth would become husband and wife, and Naomi was so excited.
I can't even imagine. How cool is it that God took care of Ruth like that?
Not only that, God gave Ruth the boldness to do something so daring.
I guess you're right. So that's why you were so excited earlier, right?
Yes, and it just got me thinking.
About what?
Well, think about it. We have no idea what our future holds. We don't know the challenges that are going to be waiting for us in the next chapter of our story. But
What?
it's so exciting to know that no matter what's coming, God will continue to give us boldness like Ruth had.
I love that. I know I'm terrified to do a lot of things, but this story really inspired me. I'm going to ask God to make me bold like Ruth. And like you, of course.
Hey kids, did you guys have an awesome time learning about Ruth's boldness today? Me too, and that is why this week's big idea is God gives us boldness. So we're gonna shout that as loud as we possibly can on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. God gives us boldness! Great job, great job. Wonderful, everyone did a wonderful job. Now, I'm gonna go follow Grace's lead and go ask God for some boldness.
All right, Andy, but be careful.
Whoa, why is that, Carl?
I'm just saying that you should just be careful that you say it right. I mean, God will understand you no matter what, but earlier in the Ever After story, I accidentally wrote goldness instead of boldness, and well, this happened.
Oh, no, I'll be careful. Thank you so much.
Happy to help. Bye, y'all.
Thank you for watching, and tune in next week for a new episode of TV.
Psalm 121, verse 8. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore.